Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to welcome in former Oregon Governor Barbara Roberts. Governor Roberts, thank you so much for being here. Pleasure to meet you.
Great to be here. Thank you.
So what brings you to the Rogue Valley?
Well, I have a wonderful excuse for coming to the Rogue Valley. I am speaking to the Ashland Rotary. And at their invitation, I'm coming down and doing actually an autobiography book reading for them.
Yeah.
I've done a number of them to other Rotaries, and Rotaries are very competitive. If you've done one, they want to know why you haven't done theirs. So I'm here to do that.
So you've opened the floodgates, and now you're one by one checking them all off.
Right.
Well, good for you for trying that. I know there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of Rotaries in Oregon.
So obviously, as we were just talking about, it's primary season, and it's been interesting, and now that Oregon's is behind us. But as the first female governor of Oregon, how do you feel about the governor's 2016 election, as well as the presidential campaign?
Well, I'm watching the governor's race closely because it's unusual to have had a governor enter the governorship through the process of the Secretary of State being next in succession. So Kate Brown arrived in the governor's office with some extra baggage, I guess, not her baggage, but political baggage.
For the party, maybe.
I mean, she arrived with other people's staffs and other people's budgets and other people's professionals and some problems, some agency issues that needed to be taken care of. And so I think it's been a very challenging time for her. And then we added to that the tragedy at Umpqua Community College, the mess over in Malheur. I mean, so she's had some extra challenges. So it'll be interesting to see how the Oregon public really views that. Her primary numbers were like 84 or 85%. But that's not like a really competitive race, which will be more competitive in the general.
And do the two of you have a relationship? You were Secretary of State before you were governor, and she obviously became governor from Secretary of State's office.
Actually, I have known Kate Brown for many, many years. I act as a mentor for her, or at least used to when she was in her early political career as a legislator, and we would often sit and talk about policy and ethics and behavior in public office. And so I feel very fortunate to have watched her grown into this office.
What kind of advice would you have for women or men about a life in politics?
Well, my first rule is an easy one. Ethics matter. They matter from the beginning to the end of your political career. I don't believe in shortcuts. I don't believe in just this once. Ethics matter, and I feel very proud that in all my years in public office, people may have disagreed with me, and they did, but nobody ever questioned my ethics. And that's a recommendation I make to every person who talks to me about running for office. Doesn't matter to me if they're running for the city council, the school board, the governor, U.S. Senator. Doesn't matter. That's my standard.
Very good. We're going to take a quick break. Not much more in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with former Oregon Governor Barbara Roberts. Governor Roberts, do you think grassroots work is necessary for a future in public service?
Well, we used to think that it was the only way to run for political office, and then our electronic world sort of changed with the internet and all of the things that the computer process. But I still think it's vital to have candidates go door to door, to talk to people who live in their district, to answer questions, to be part of the community. And so television matters. Obviously, those ads make a difference. The electronic part of it, the computer part, all of that. But that one-on-one that happens when a candidate knocks on a door, talks to a citizen, I think is vital.
From the ground up, certainly. All right, so what would you say was your greatest accomplishment in your political career, or if you had to, it may be difficult to pin one?
Well, I mentioned the ethics. I think that I feel is a great accomplishment. But I felt really good about some of the things we were able to accomplish with affordable housing, with job creation, we really reinvented our welfare system while I was governor and made sure that it was effective. It really took people in a positive direction. So I think those kinds of things mattered tremendously to me. And I was governor when the Death with Dignity law passed and supported it. A big, huge social change for our state, and it has been very positive. So I look back on it as a time of accomplishment, but it was during a very difficult time in Oregon's history.
Yeah, you talk about the Death with Dignity Act and all of that. Was that the most disheartening time of your political career, or the most strenuous, if you will?
No, the most difficult was the timber crisis, the spotted owl crisis. I was elected on the night Measure 5 passed, so I had all the budget crisis that came from then on to now. And the spotted owl was listed as an endangered species in the state that had our biggest industry was timber at that time. And it was the most divisive issue I ever dealt with, and it was so hard. Communities were suffering, workers were suffering, people were angry and hurt and upset and felt abandoned. And it was a federal law, we had to abide by it. And I tried to see that we did it with as much intelligence and kindness as we could.
Well, I know how busy you are. Thank you so much for being here. Truly a
You're
pleasure
welcome.
to meet you.
Thank you.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.